You want a long parade too? Okay, Tony, good to know.
Tell us why. Tell Robin that will.
Yeah, he wants a parade. All right, you guys ready? Are you ready, Miss Christina? Good evening. Calling to order the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Keystone Heights. Today is Monday, September 12th, and we are beginning at 5:30. Ms. Rakowski, would you like to call roll?
Mayor Lake,
Here.
Vice Mayor Hart,
Here.
Councilman Bobby Brown,
Here.
Councilman Tony Brown, Councilwoman Thompson.
Here.
You have a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any public comment cards?
I have none.
Thank you. We'll move to agenda item A, the budget fiscal year ending 2022-2023. Ms. Rakowski, would you like to begin?
Absolutely. In your packets, you have the CRA budget. This is something that Council and CRA has seen twice now. It has not changed. What the City Council will need a recommendation from the agency to adopt this budget tonight. So if there's any questions regarding the budget, I'll be more than happy to answer any of them.
Any questions for staff? Any questions? We've seen it twice. Is there a motion to approve the CRA budget?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes 5-0. Ms. Rakowski, agenda item B, downtown banners.
Downtown banners, and if it is all right with the agency, I'd like to also include Christmas decorations into this line item. So I will tell you that I was approached by some of the coaches within our high school asking about school spirit and community spirit. And so I would like to look at amending this year's fiscal budget for the additional amount of about $4,000 to add in Keystone Heights High School Indians banners that we can replace what we have up there, and then make sure that they're displayed throughout our football season, and then other important events like our weightlifting team will, chances are, make it to states again this year. We have a fantastic golf team. The cross country has got districts coming up, and just give it a nice community school spirit supporting our sports. So with that being said, we have worked with the school, taken their feather banners that you see at some of their events, mocked that design, created, and have that's being created with our banner people, and adding on the city logo down at the bottom, and it'll just say Keystone Heights Indians with their logo up top and then ours on the bottom. And our banners will be just slightly bigger than what they are now.
Do you have any visuals yet?
I do not have any visuals yet, but I wanted to go ahead and get this taken care of. Like I said, we've been in contact with the schools. It's something that you see throughout all of their events. We can have them ordered as soon as they get it's a vector file created.
Okay. I have no problem. I love it. Anybody else?
How long does it take them to make them and get them here?
It's a couple of weeks. So providing that they're able to get the vector file in to us by the end of this week, then it takes probably about 21 days for them to make and deliver.
Oh, perfect. I
So-
think their home games don't start till late this year because of the track, so
The goal would be to have them up by homecoming.
excellent.
Would they be up all year then once they're up, or what's the schedule?
Well, we have a couple different sets of banners that we have right now that we rotate between. One says Welcome to Keystone Heights, one has the flag on it, then we've got our Christmas banners. So we'll just add that into the rotation as we are aware of sporting events and things that are happening at the high school that we want to make sure and highlight.
Well, since I'm class of '81 alumni, I would like to make a motion that we do this.
Excellent. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And then if
Seeing
we,
none, motion passes 5-0.
and if we can continue on with this topic, one of the conversations that we had at the beginning of this year was our Christmas decorations. And so we had a little bit of funding left over from continuing on with the garland and the lights and things of that nature. We went ahead and we purchased 20 artificial trees to do, like we had discussed, a Christmas tree walk. With that being said, we went just shopping and found a nice 18-foot garland tree that we could put in the center of the natural park. to highlight that, and something that we've had conversations on for years. That price is by far the least expensive that we have found, at about $7,300, as opposed to the $23,000 that we have found elsewhere, and that comes lit with a topper. And so, seeing as that we have not spent a whole lot of agency funding this year, I would request that the agency consider amending the budget, and we'll see that amendment later on this month for this fiscal year, so we can go ahead and get that tree purchased if it pleases the agency.
So how much money is in that budget that we haven't spent?
We haven't spent.
So would it cover that and the banners, the spirit banners?
Well, we would be amending our holiday decoration budget to include that, and probably taking it out of what would be our streetscapes budget that we had for this year, or the grant, and then we'll reallocate those funds next year.
Is everyone comfortable with that?
Yeah, what would be the life of that artificial tree? Several years, 1 or 2 years, any idea?
The large artificial tree, their lifespan is 7 to 10 years, depending on weather and what happens. Here in Florida, the sun bakes it more than anything else. Up in the northern states, the colder air, so they seem to get a little bit more longer life down in the southern states than they would up north. We're looking at probably about a 7-year lifespan.
Where would the tree be placed again?
Across the street in the natural park.
Where would we store it during the year?
I'm sorry?
Where would we store it the rest of the year?
In our public works facility.
There's- okay.
And so it collapsed to a very small, small box. It's what they call an accordion tree.
Oh,
So it goes
I've
up the
seen
pole
those.
and then comes back down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, it's a nice thing that we've talked about for a couple of years within the downtown area. We found something that was reasonably priced, and so I wanted to bring it to the agency for consideration.
I'm in favor.
I am too.
So is there enough consensus? Can we, do you need a motion?
I do.
I have a
Is-
I
question.
move we amend the budget to
Hold
replace
on.
the artificial, sorry.
Can you wait?
Certainly.
Question?
We do have cameras over there in that park, right?
We do.
Okay, I'm in favor.
Okay.
Okay, I move that we amend the budget to include the artificial tree at a cost of approximately $7,300.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay. Item C, Our Country Day. Ms. Bassett, I see you're here. Thank you for coming. And would you like to just state your name and your address for the record?
Sure. My name is Erica Bassett. I reside in Keystone Heights at 7532 Jefferson Court, and I'm here to represent the Our Country Day Committee. I'm on the corporate board. I'm also the treasurer, and we would like to come to you guys and see if you would like to take over Our Country Day, as we are having lack of volunteers, and it's just time, I think, to let the city take over. And by doing that, we would be glad to hand over all of our funds at the end of the year, which currently are over $35,000. But we would request that those funds be used for the sole purpose of the 4th of July, since that's what the money was raised for. As long as we can allocate that to that purpose, then we would have no problem handing them over and let you guys take over the events from this day forward.
Okay, I want to go to staff first and get staff's recommendation and your game plan for taking over OCD.
So this has been a conversation that we've had with Our Country Day for a couple of years on what the mechanics of this would look like. I've had conversations with staff as well as some of the volunteers, and as well as Clay County Emergency Management as far as permitting, things of that nature. What we found is if the agency wishes to take over Our Country Day, as discussed in previous meetings, then the city would be responsible for the vendor show portion of it. We would be responsible for the fireworks portion of it, and then those funds that we would receive from Our Country Day would be allocated towards that. And then we would continue on with our events with the purpose of raising funds for the fireworks moving forward. With that being said, then it would also be the city's desire to go out to other organizations within the community, something similar to how we do currently. Kiwanis would solely be responsible for the parade. They do a fantastic job. They own it. That would be their portion to the event. I want to say the Gary Cooper, but that's not correct. Carrie Collins Fund organization is responsible for the run. They own it. Everything that they bring in goes back to their organization, and they're fantastic with it. And then we would ask for maybe Friends of Keystone Heights or the Rotary Club or different organizations to come in and bring something else to the event to really truly make it a community put on event. But the city would be completely responsible for the vendor show and fireworks.
Okay, discussion for council. Any discussion?
Just a technical, are you a 501c3?
No, we're a not-for-profit.
Well, not, but do you have?
We're not a nonprofit, we're a not-for-profit.
Oh, you don't
We're
have
a
your-
4C. No, it was a 904C.
4C, so political action group, okay.
Yeah, as long as we don't go over 25,000, we're good.
Okay, so you're distributing the money according to our Internal Revenue Code to us, because we're going to carry on the purpose. Is that essentially what you're doing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any questions?
And just to let you know, one of our biggest money-making items is the booklet that we do every year.
That's going to ask
And
about
I work at Clay Electric, I spoke with them as well, and if you would like to continue to do that, to get donations to put towards sponsorship for the booklet, we will continue to print the booklet for free.
Okay.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Well, that was,
So, and I've had conversations with several members on the board as far as reaching out over this next year, if the city decides to take it on what some of these things look like, such as the booklet, fireworks.
Who's going to sell ads? Do you?
Marion Kelly. We'll get her out
She did it before.
We're going to reactivate her.
She can raise some money.
But I'll be the contact person with Clay Electric still going forward.
Okay.
So, but as time comes on, you're welcome to talk with me, and I'll be glad to help you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Discussion, more discussion. Ms.
I
Brown?
don't, you took my question, so that was my biggest question.
Yeah, the
because I
biggest
know that's a
moneymaker
big
is the
fund.
booklet, and then, of course, the donation you guys give towards the fireworks. Now, the reason why we have over 35,000 left, well, we're still finishing up our budgets, but is because we were refunded the fireworks from last year, the $15,000, because
Right.
the show
Shoot
wasn't
it,
as
yeah,
planned.
mhm.
So that's the only reason why we have so much money in the bank. Usually, we keep about 20,000 a year, because that's usually what it costs every year.
I just like to say, Mayor, that we've worked on the committee over the years, and it is a challenge. You just about have to take a month off after it's all over with for a weekend, because you're working your tail off.
Yep.
And my hat's off to all of you guys that have kept up, and we've had a great 4th of July. I mean, people come from all over to come to
yeah.
Keystone for the 4th of July.
And your volunteers that sacrifice their 4th of July so everyone
Yeah.
else can have a
Exactly.
really amazing time in our town. So, we're very appreciative of your run.
Even though your board won't technically be driving the bus, though, you're still going to be involved in this, are you not?
I'll be glad to help any way I can.
Okay.
Which, speaking of, I need to know about the internet, the website, if we need to keep the website open, if you were going to take over the website. That bill is due around November, so we need to talk about that as well.
Sure.
The Our
And-
Country Day website.
Yeah. And
So
that's all
their
things that we-
transition stuff, yes.
Yeah, well, that's all stuff we can do administratively. It's just a matter of if the agency would like to take this on as an event and take over this event and then recover the funding from it.
Well, I certainly would like to see the event continue. I think it's an important feature for us. We've become known for it. We have the best parade, bar none, in the entire state, and it's a nice way to continue to showcase our city.
Do we need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make the motion and we take over Our Country Day.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Can I ask for a friendly amendment to that for one-year trial period, just to see how it goes? Or do you want to just leave it
No, I'd
open-ended?
rather just take it
I
over.
think you have to commit.
I'll second your motion.
Thank you.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
You're free.
Thank you.
All right. Is there any other item to come before the agency? Okay. Seeing as none,